Hello, everyone, from the front to the back. We're very happy to welcome you to this event. Okay, translators, I hope, are... There are some translators for people who speak only French. You have to get a headset. How do they get a headset, Hamid? But there are some translation here. So this is an event from the International Center for the Study of Violent Extremism. And we are hosted today for this beautiful lunch from the Embassy of Qatar. Thank you, Ambassador Al-Khalafi. And Middle East Dialogue Center is also standing with us on this event. And I welcome all of you, Belgian dignitaries, Belgian diplomats, experts, police, media. We also have in the room mothers of women that have gone to ISIS. I believe we have someone who went herself and came back, Laura Pisoni. We're going to be showing her video at some point. And we also have Nasser Almari in the room, our new GCC Security Strategies Board leader, which we're very proud of. And as we've already had support from Qatar, we hope all the countries will get behind us on fighting terrorism. And we have Hamid Sabali in the room, I think, unless he's running around. Well, Hamid is here, and he's our director of ICSVE Europe. Here's Hamid. And we've recently opened our center in Europe as well as in Washington, D.C. And we have Dr. Ardian Sheikovsi right here. And Ardian has traveled with me into some very dangerous places, as well as Hamid. And I thank them both for that. So all the research that you hear about today is from all of us and from others that aren't here. And now I'm going to turn it over to Christopher Dickey, the foreign editor of the Daily Beast, a good friend of ICSVE, and someone we just love. So I'm going to let him be in charge.
Well, thank you, Anne. It's great to be here. And I'm still going to refer to you all the time because, Anne, this is really your show. Come on. We all know that. The ICSVE is a fantastic program. I think most of you are familiar with it. Are any of you not familiar with what this program does, with this countering violent extremism? No, I think everybody here, journalists and professionals alike, is well familiar with it. We've got a terrific group of speakers here, and I think there's also a terrific group of people in the room, as Anne was pointing out. But my memory starting to fade with age, I need to get my papers out so I can tell you a little bit more about them. First of all, I think we're going to hear from Gilles de Kerkhove, or do you prefer Kerkhove or Kershove? Kerkhove, who is the European Union Counterterrorism Coordinator, and really a major figure in the fight against terrorism in Europe, where, as we know, there has been quite a lot of it, but also in efforts to find ways to counteract it ideologically, philosophically, economically, through development and other means. Then we're going to have His Excellency Ambassador Abdulrahman bin Mohammed Al Khalifi from Qatar, who has been, I think, almost everywhere in the world. We were talking just before I came up here. He's been ambassador in China, he's been ambassador in France, he's been at the United Nations, he's been in Switzerland, Athens, and here in Brussels, among other places. I think, and Germany, of course. I told him he should go to the G20, and then we thought maybe that wouldn't be a good idea today for various reasons. But we're very glad to have him here and very glad to have Qatar sponsoring this event. They've been tremendously helpful in the whole struggle against violent extremism, and I think that we're all very thankful to that. And you know, of course, she's done a fantastic job. She didn't sing her own praises. Maybe she will a little bit in her address, but she has interviewed hundreds of terrorists. I don't think, I think if you're a terrorist, you feel like you haven't made it until you've been interviewed by Anne. But she has interviewed hundreds of terrorists, Not only ISIS terrorists, but you interviewed black widows too from back in the day. Lots and lots and lots of people telling her why they did what they did. Some of them regretting what they did, and some of them not. And at lots of different ages, men and women, and some children, sadly. And I think there's really nobody around today who knows more about the thinking of terrorists from talking to terrorists than Anne does, who is also a professor of psychiatry at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Then we have Geert Verkouteren. Where are you, Geert? Yes. Who's going to be speaking on the current Belgian security situation and also showing one of the ICSVE videos of a Belgian denouncing ISIS. And Béatrice Beauharmont, who is with the Liège Belgian Federal Police, and who was greatly relieved to see that many people here are Francophone, because she is going to give part or all of her address in French, although we were speaking in English before and she speaks perfectly well. But if she wants to speak in French, of course, Béatrice. And she'll be presenting one of the ICSVE counter-narrative videos, which features a Belgian extremist, and present the results of the ICSVE-run Belgian Facebook campaigns. And then finally, we're going to have Miriam Parra from the Netherlands, the Dutch National Police at The Hague, who's a policy advisor on terrorism, who'll be presenting a PowerPoint on violent extremism in the Netherlands and the results of the ICSV counter-narrative campaigns in the Netherlands using counter-narratives in policing. And we were speaking before we came in here, and I think that's going to be a very interesting presentation. I don't know if you're going to be focused entirely on women and children, but I think you're going to be talking about that a fair amount. So I think we've got quite a lineup here today.